Welcome to the At Leisure Podcast. This is a show about sports, video games, movies, and just basically the things we do with our leisure time. Welcome to the first episode of 2026. Isn't it crazy how time flies? And we decided the best way to start this year is to reminisce on our favorite pieces of entertainment we discovered last year. Along for this podcast, we have reoccurring guest Spencer. What's up, dude?
How you doing?
We'll try not to make this a whole podcast about Andor. We do have that if you want to listen to it, but
yeah,
and it will come up if you're literally listening to this for Andor. It'll come up. So
it should.
But you know, here to kind of tame that is Will. We've had him on a while back. It's been a while. Okay. Coming out the gate hot here. Yeah, exactly. But yeah, y'all ready to get into it? I think what we're gonna do, the format of this episode is just gonna be giving our pitch for our 5 favorite pieces of entertainment this year. Well, I guess not this year. What we discovered last year. And so the rules are, it doesn't necessarily have to be last year it was created, but it was something that we discovered last year. All my stuff is relatively new. I really do think all of my stuff came out last year, but I know some of you guys discovered some things that were a little bit older. So we'll talk about them too. It could be movies, games, books, music, or something else that I haven't thought of. Who wants to go first?
I will gladly go first. I have mine ranked 1 through 5, but they are really interchangeable except for the top 2. So I'm going to save the top 2 for last, and I'll kind of wiggle my way through them. Okay, number 1. Well, number 5. Yeah, I just forgot what order I was putting them in. Number 5. I'll get this out of the way because I know that neither one of y'all are huge fans of this. If you've ever given it a chance, which I would expect that Bret definitely hasn't, and I would expect that I know for a fact that Spencer has. So, number 1 is You. Season 5 came out in 2025, and it was the perfect culmination of one of my favorite shows of all time. I think I have it rated my 4th favorite show of all time, and basically it's about a guy who falls in love and will stop at nothing to make her love him back.
It's not the robot one, right?
It is certainly not the robot one. it's Penn Badgley, and it's a Netflix show, and he's essentially a stalker, and he turns into a serial killer. Spoilers.
I see. Now. I understand.
Yeah. You'll notice a trend with my list.
I was gonna say there's got to be a trend there. Yeah.
No, but it is seriously Spencer watched the first 2 seasons, I think, with me.
Yeah, first 2.
Because I made him, and he actually made me go running with him. And if I ran with him, we'd watch an episode.
Yep.
Oh, nice. That's a good friend right there.
Yeah. And then I filmed myself one time running to prove to him that I went without him. So we'd watch.
Yeah, that's right, because I wasn't there.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
The tone of the show is like dark, eerie, spooky, and it's all from the perspective of Joe Goldberg, the main character. I was going to say protagonist, but I guess you could still call him the protagonist, even though he's kind of shifty, anti-hero, but not really. But yeah, I mean, essentially, I love that show. When the first season came out years and years and years ago, I saw the little preview for it and was like, I know I'm going to love this show. and the rest is history.
It'd be great when something like that happens.
Yes, dude. It's
like, oh yeah, they made that for me.
That's how I felt. I remember seeing the trailer and was like, I am going to dive right in. And I think I watched that first season super fast. When season 3 came out, I was living, or season 3 or 4, I was living with Spencer, and I binged it in one day, 10 episodes, 45 minutes. I said, Spencer, don't disturb me. And then I would go in there and summarize what I just watched. But anyways, really great show. I love it, obviously. To be honest, season 5 was probably the worst season. But it wrapped up how it should have wrapped up. It was just, there were like 2 or 3 plot holes that I would be like, brother.
Your synopsis of it. It is a man that will stop at nothing to love a woman.
A man loves a woman.
5 seasons?
5 seasons. Well,
that sounds like the premise of that sounds so short.
Let me just say,
sounds like a
the
movie.
Love interest is not always the same each season.
Okay, all right. because he's a serial killer. I see now. Oh,
Dude,
man.
it's a great show. I'm gonna. You know what? I got to go. I'm gonna go rewatch it. And I'll catch you on the next one. No, okay. So that's my number 5. Again, the show as a whole.
About that show?
Yeah. So warnings. It's definitely got language, violence, dark themes.
That makes sense.
Sexual content, but there's no nudity.
Okay.
I take that back. In season 4, you see some stuff.
I mean, that's 5 seasons of TV.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. You're bound to see something at some point. But
who made it?
Anyways,
what
so
streaming
it started off
service
as like a Lifetime show, and I think it got canceled after season 1, but then Netflix picked it up and just took off from there.
That makes sense.
And
that makes sense too. Why it's in the 4th season?
Yeah. So when I watched the first like 3 seasons and I was waiting on season 4, I made the decision to then pick up the books it's based off of.
Okay.
And also read this while I lived with Spencer. This is like almost word for word the exact same as season 1. And then back here I have Hidden Bodies, which is book 2 of there's like 4 U books, and it completely takes a different trajectory. So it's like, if you want more Joe Goldberg stories, read the books as well as the show. But my number 5 is the show.
Okay, cool. So. All right, Spencer, you want to go next? Or you want me to?
I'll go ahead and go. I'll get one of the.
All right, do it.
So a show me and my wife watched in 2025 was called Blackbird on Apple TV. Have y'all heard of that?
No.
Yes.
Okay, so it's about this guy who gets busted by the FBI. He's like a drug dealer, but they give him like a alternative, which is basically to go to jail and try to get this other murderer to admit that he was a murderer and what he did in his crimes. And by doing that, he can get released. And so the protagonist is played by Taron Egerton. He's the protagonist. And then Paul Walter Hauser is the antagonist. This is the first time I've ever heard of him. And he plays this murderer, serial killer, but he's kind of mentally like not unstable. I don't know exactly what was wrong with him, but he basically has to befriend this guy, and it's the whole journey of him befriending him and trying to get him to admit it so he's a witness in the crime. And it's just like very heavy and kind of a gritty show, kind of like Prisoners is kind of the vibe, and it's really good. And we were just on Apple TV looking for stuff to watch, and we watched that, and we were hooked. We watched it every single night for like.
Is it a new show? How many seasons does it have?
It's just 1 season. It's like a mini series. I think it's like 6 episodes.
Yeah.
How long are the episodes?
Like an hour.
Okay, that's my favorite kind of TV shows. I think y'all know I'm not a big TV guy, so if you can make TV feel like movies, that's what I'm about.
I feel like
miniseries are kind of the way to go.
Yeah,
100%.
Because you can dive more into it.
Yeah,
but
the old TV shows get like Lost,
grandiose.
Lost is a good TV show that has a bunch of episodes per season and it's multiple seasons, but most shows can't do that nowadays for some reason. So I'd rather have a 10-episode miniseries like Andor or something.
Well, let's not get carried away.
But yeah, I know I'm not.
I just think
very well, but
I just think the mini, like the tons of episodes, you're just wasting time. You know, it's like you're filling time. But if you do a mini series, you can get more than a movie, but you're also not wasting anybody's time. You're getting right to the important stuff. So that's what I love about it.
Yeah, no, I agree.
I feel like I wish I have multiple movies that I think would have been better as miniseries. But if I dive into a long TV show that's really good, I'm all about it. Like, give me more.
But okay, Blackbird's a really good show because on Rotten Tomatoes it's a 98% score, and on IMDb it's an 8.1, which are pretty high.
Okay, so IMDb is where I go.
Yeah,
Rotten Tomatoes, man, I can't do that.
It's very good. I think it's Edgerton's best like acting, personally. And I've never seen Paul Walter Hauser before, but he freaking killed. I'm pretty sure he got some awards or nominated for some stuff because of it.
Yeah, he should have if he didn't.
It's so eerie watching this guy who like he seems normal but weird, and then he has like these just dark turns where he's just like super. Because he did it, and it's just unnerving watching this guy try to go through all that. But
yeah, what's the hook? You know he did it, and you're just trying to get him to convince, like to say it, right? So is he like following him along, and he's doing evil stuff, and then the guy gets like wrapped into it, or?
Yeah, it's the guy going into jail and trying to befriend him, but also trying to balance like not joining certain gangs or whatever, or not trying to piss off certain people, and then trying to befriend this guy who is very like paranoid. Like he's a very paranoid person, so he's like having to slowly work on him and like prove his friendship. And then by the I don't want to spoil anything. So
what does the protagonist do to go to jail again? Like
he's a drug dealer, and I think he had like drugs and guns and stuff on him, and they busted him.
So he's a drug dealer, and he gets sent there, and if he gets homeboy to confess, then he gets to go free.
Yes.
Right? Yeah. Okay. I watched that a couple years ago.
Yeah. It came out in 2022, so.
Yeah, I watched it a few years ago.
I guess jump into mine. So mine is a video game called Hades 2. And I don't know the last video game you guys played where it was like you're playing it. Well, maybe it's never even happened to you, but have you ever played a video game that's so good when you're playing it, you realize, maybe there is something wrong about video games. Like when I'm not playing this game, I'm thinking about this game and it always leaves me wanting to play more. And then there's something going on in my brain where it's like, oh, this is nearly addictive levels of good. That's what happens to me when I play these Hades games.
Yeah,
it's
I've
seriously
never played the Hades games.
You got to. So Hades as a series, it first came out 2021, and it was it's indie publisher. Supergiant Games is what they're called. So I've always been more in the AAA space. Like I love indie games because I've learned how to make games, and I think it's fascinating. But I always think like, man, there's just so much more production into those AAA games. But this was the first roguelike game I ever played was Hades all the way through. Because normally I'll play a roguelike game. Do y'all know what that genre is?
Is that like top down?
No, well, it can be. But roguelike is basically so you play the same maps over and over. A lot of times they're like procedurally generated maps. But you play the same thing over and over, and every time you play it, you get a little further, or you learn new things, or
is that Diablo?
And Diablo is different. It's not quite that because Diablo has a bunch of different, like it has like a world map, and roguelikes are normally like you're trying to progressively get further and further, but every time you die, you start over from the beginning. And it is in that genre to me is brutal because it's like, man, you've just gone so far, and the only thing you're taking with you is like maybe a few things, but Hades does it perfect, dude. It is so good. It is so Hades 2 came out this year, and it's a sequel to Hades, which came out in 2021, like I said. And I think that first game is near perfect. Like in this version, and Hades 2 is just a bigger, more refined version of that. This game, like, so that premise of a genre like that, it seems impossible to tell a story that way, right? Because it's like, how would you even approach something like that? But then Hades did it, and he did it so good. They also did the upgrades perfectly. So you would go through a run, and every run is procedurally generated maps, procedurally generated enemies, but then you get different certain powers, different weapons every time you go through a run. And so every time you went through it, you were learning new combos to use, new weapons to use, and you were getting to carry over some of your powers each time you did a run. And you were meeting new characters in the level that were revealing bigger parts of the world, more information about, and it's like based on Greek gods. So it's like Zeus and Hades and all of them. And so, yeah, man, it was a phenomenal story game.
That sounds so boring.
Boring? Tell me why you think it's boring.
Well, no. Okay, so the only game I've played like that, I'm sure I've played more. The one that I can think of, I think it's probably an indie game, and it was like on Xbox Game Pass called 12 Minutes. And at the end of 12 minutes, you get sent back to the beginning, and you're trying to figure out, very enjoyable game that takes about an hour or two to complete. That's the only way I could see a game like that being fun. I cannot imagine doing. I know you said it's randomly generated or procedurally or whatever you said, but I just can't. Me personally, based on how I play video games, which is not well. I am first of all, I'm not good at them, and then second, I get bored so quickly with them, especially if it's not. The story better be good. If that is,
the story's really good. The first one, the story's really good, but you have to give it some time to evolve because it starts off with a pretty good premise, but when you're playing, you're not really playing for the story. You're playing for the gameplay itself, and so it's like it's super action heavy. Like you you're doing combos and you're stacking combos, but you're also like dodging constantly. You're having to move all the time. And then when you do die, it sends you back to the beginning, and you're in like a hub arena where you have to talk to Hades, your father, and then you meet all these other characters. Achilles is there, and then you go back into the run again. And the whole premise of Hades is you're trying to escape Hades to get to the surface world.
Source code.
Kind of. Yeah, it's kind of got source code. It has that vibe. Yeah. The genre in a lot of ways is like source code.
Yeah.
But you're not, it's not a time loop
source
thing.
Code the movie.
So it's like, since you're dealing with gods, they die, but they don't actually die. You know, it's like they just get sent back. And so it's a really compelling story, the first one. The second one's really compelling too. I would say it's a little weaker than the first narrative, but the art is incredible. The soundtrack is incredible for both games. And every time I play a run, I'm not disappointed that it's over. I'm like excited to do the next one, to be like, okay, I've learned a bunch of stuff. I want to learn how to use it going forward. I'm excited to try different abilities this time around, because it's like you're taking abilities from the gods. So like one round you've combined, Zeus's lightning with Poseidon's sea powers with Ares' god war powers, which is like blades and stuff. And then you get beat and you're like, oh man, I had such a good, I felt like I broke the game with how good I was there. I'm going to go back. I'm going to play again. And I'm like, oh man, here's another way I've broken the game. I can't get, and then you're like, you run into a boss and you're like, how am I supposed to beat this boss? This seems impossible. And then the next time you come and face it again, you figure out like, oh, here's how I beat it. And then you do beat it and it feels amazing. And then you go to the next run and you're like, this seems impossible. How do I get further than this? And then you can constantly always I played 72 hours into this game, and literally new mechanics were being introduced into the game. Yeah.
Does the game, like the difficulty when you do a new run, does it level up with you, or do you just get farther in the game each round?
You get farther in the game each round, and you get more powerful, because while you're out there, you're gathering resources. You're like,
so the difficulty doesn't change. Like the guy at the beginning is going to get stomped by the late rounds.
Yes. Yes. Suddenly you're hitting that first boss out of the like 5 that you're doing, and you're like, man, I can wipe the floor with this first boss.
Okay.
But when you beat I don't want to spoil too much, but there is a spot where you can adjust how difficult it is to get to that first boss, or if you adjust the difficulty to a certain amount, that new boss at the beginning will have learned new moves, and it's part of the story. So then he starts using different moves, and so then you have to figure out, okay, he's now countering what I was countering him with. How do I adjust to that? And every time you go through a run, you learn new things, and it's incredible because the dialogue for the characters never repeats. They must have written so many pages of dialogue. That's actually wild. It's insane. And it's like every time annoying. It would get real annoying, but every time it's something new. And so it's really, I think it's an incredible feat. It's a near perfect game in my opinion. It's like just on a level of fun, it is so fun to me. So you have to give it a little bit of time, because you have to kind of adjust like, hey, this is a pretty game, but it's also like, it's like on a smaller scale than like if you go play Skyrim. Even now, Skyrim is just like a massive map and everything's beautiful and it's like different kind of beauty. But the game itself, I think, once you give it like 4 runs, it is addictive to me.
I thought at first you were talking, it sounded like Elden Ring or something, and I was like, those games, I can't do that.
Elden Ring is way harder. It's way harder.
And way less rewarding.
And and Elden Ring, I guess I'll hint to that in one of the games, my second game on this list that I have. None of my stuff is in order, like y'all said. Like I have 5 things that this year just I loved, and I don't know, ranking them's hard because it's not all the same genre or like same piece of entertainment, So, but Elden Ring is more like parry based and dodge based, and this is a lot of like learning your power sets,
a skill tree.
No, not a skill tree, because, well, it's hard to explain, but you're not like keeping your skills. Every time it's a reset. And you can go back and find those skills again in the map. But a lot of times you're just using new skills, and you're stacking them differently every time. And you have different weapons each time too. So you're kind of unlocking like different abilities with your weapons. and different abilities as you go through. So it adds so much variation to a game that feels like it should be super repetitive. And that's what's incredible to me. The premise of the game is you play as the lost daughter of Hades, who's been trained her entire life to defeat the Titan of Time, Kronos. And he's captured Hades, Zagreus, and all of the characters you fell in love with from the first game. And then eventually you realize, like, you also, instead of battling, so in the first game you were battling out of Hades, now you're trying to battle into Hades, which is pretty cool. But then Kronos unleashes a beast on Olympus. So then you have two options to either go down to Hades to try to beat Kronos, or try to go up to Olympus to beat the beast. And so it's just like double. It's double everything. It's awesome. It's so good. It's so good, dude. Oh man, it's brilliant. It's a brilliant game. So
I'm glad you like it.
Yeah, you should give it a try. It's cheap. It's cheap. That's the thing too. It's like
that's
Hades 2 is Hades 2 is $30, but you can get Hades 1 for like 10 to 15.
Listen, I got nothing but time currently, so happy to dive on in.
Give it. I just say give it 5 runs, and if by the 5th one, which is like depending on how well you do, it's like a couple hours.
So here's I'm gonna tell on myself. Actually, I'm gonna save it for your next game because I know what it's gonna be. All right. So funny enough, while you were talking, you reminded me of something. So I crossed something off my list, the one wholesome show I have, and put on a game.
Okay.
So
you liked a game this year? Sorry, I'm excited about this.
Well, I mean, Hitman. So the Hitman games have been. I know it's an old game, but they made Hitman. I don't even know what to call it. It's new. It's a newer Hitman. Okay. 1, 2, and 3 came out, and then they released this World of Assassination where all 3 games were together as one.
Okay.
And I don't know if that came out in 2025 or when it came out, but I played it in 2025, and it was, like you said, the first game in a long time where I was like, I can't wait to get home from work, and play that game. And but like they have however many levels each. Sorry. For those of you who don't know, I lost my job recently. So, anyways,
we're friends. We can laugh at him, but also it's sad. So sorry.
Yeah. Say a quick prayer.
Sorry to anyone out there also who has lost their job.
Yeah. I know how you feel. Reach out at the email listed below. And anyways, Hitman. So it's a game 1. I don't know what they call them, but there's like 6 levels. You're trying to kill people, and essentially you discover that there is some corruption within the higher ranks of society. Relatable. And basically, you're trying to take down the society, and then you start to notice that, oh no, this Hitman organization might be kind of in on it too. So the story doesn't really matter, if I'm being honest about that game. Like, the story is, it's good if you're really paying attention to the cutscenes, but the gameplay is where it's at. Like, you are told your targets. Sometimes you have up to 3 targets in a level, and you have to not get caught. You can get caught. You can go in guns a-blazing if you want, but that's not fun. So you got to try and be sneaky and hide the bodies, knock out guards, like all the fun stuff. And they have, as dark as it is one of the funniest games, because you can put like a guard in a headlock, and the guard goes, if you just hold him there and don't hit, the button to snap his neck or to knock him out, he'll just be like, could you get on with it? Or, hey, you could use a breath mint, or stuff like that. Like random, like not necessary, but they put it in there, and it's just like funny. But that's a game that I still have downloaded, which is rare for me. Usually I beat a game and I'm like, all right, I'm done with you. But I still have it downloaded because I know if I get that itch, they have all the levels, and they have multiple different contracts for each level after you actually beat the main game. So you could go in and have to kill different people or whatever. So
the systems in that game are incredible, right?
It's it's just cool. It's the sneaking, the distractions, and the way you can, if you go on YouTube and look up like speed,
the amount of freedom, right? Like it just gives you so much freedom on how you want to approach the level.
Each level, you're free to do whatever you want.
Which is cool.
It is cool.
I know. I've seen that they have competitions for like the most creative kills or successful missions.
They're wild.
And so like people submit their like creative kills, and like the winner gets like a prize or whatever, or like the pot of money, and they are crazy.
They're
I'm
hilarious.
sure there are some fun compilations on YouTube of
There's
just
some
like
crazy like
silly kills,
game breaking things they can do, or just and honestly like skill too, like a lot of skill required to and time put in to figure these things out.
Yeah, some of the speed runs that if you watch them, it's literally you start the level, you turn your pistol one way, shoot, like in a building that's across the map, but somehow you know they're right there, right then, because of whatever. So they just shoot across the map, turn, shoot the other target, turn, shoot the other target, and exit the mission. And I'm like, bro, is that even fun? No, it's not. I'll answer it for you. But anyways, really fun game. The one I enjoyed the most this year. Take that.
Good pick.
I don't have a game on my list. Haven't played any video games basically this past year and a half, which has been
crazy to think.
Dude, it's so sad. I tried playing some Assassin's Creed, and I just couldn't even finish the game. Yeah, so I don't even like. I haven't played it. I have a Switch, and I play a little bit of Mario Kart on there.
I'm telling y'all, Hades on the Switch is perfect because you only have to do like one run, and it's like 30 minutes.
It's on the Switch.
Yes.
Oh, that changes everything. Yeah, that's actually.
I have a Switch too, which is dope. I know. I got it as a. I got
and you still haven't played games?
Well, okay, so
you said I got the console, but you know, what am I supposed to do with it?
They got me the Switch for
on the shelf.
My diaper shower, and instead of buying diapers, they pulled the money together and bought me a Switch too.
Bruh,
good for
I mean, diapers are expensive, so like I can see how that makes sense.
Yeah, but you're gonna have to buy diapers.
Yeah, that's true.
I played a ton.
You don't have to buy it. Switch 2.
When Quincy was I was off work for 4 weeks. I played a ton with Quincy when I was like holding her and stuff. I just play. I just haven't played as much lately. But yeah, no, I played a couple of games on there, but nothing worth mentioning. But Switch is great. Anyways, back to my list. I've listened to a trilogy by Joe Abercrombie. Have y'all heard any of his books or listened to any of them?
Definitely on my radar.
Listen.
Let me see. I didn't look up the name of the book series, but it's The Blade itself is the
First Law.
Book. The First Law, that's what it is. Yeah, the First Law trilogy. And I had never read a character-driven book series before, and I didn't know what that even was until halfway reading through the first book. And so I was used to like Brandon Sanderson books, which are character-driven, but they're mostly like story. There's a lot of plot and like story moves forward, or like Red Rising, which is also on my list, but that is there's a lot of story and plot going forward. This one is like there's a general plot, and then you're just along the ride with these characters. And I had never read anything like that before. And so at first I was like, this is so boring. I was like, when's the story going to pick up? And about halfway through, like, I found myself like caring, or like if someone reacted to something, it felt so real or earned, if that makes any sense, to the characters. Because I didn't care about the plot. It was like these characters are doing something really simple. And I was like laughing out loud because I knew these characters so well. And I didn't realize that until about halfway through. It's also really heavy and grim. I don't know. A lot of my stuff's heavy and grim. I like that kind of stuff, but
I got a couple of heavy and grim guys here.
Yeah, I know, which is funny.
Too much.
What can I say?
Yeah, but like the best character is like the most, to us, like the evil character. But by the end of the series, you're like, he's my favorite character, and he's kind of a good guy.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
He's
just misunderstood.
Yeah, he's a inquisitor. So he hunts down people from the government and then tortures them to get answers they want. And so at first you're like, this guy is disgusting. He's all mangled because he's was tortured in war, and so he has like a lot of like scars and damage to his body, and you're in their minds the whole time. Everything he does basically causes them pain, but by the end of it, you're like rooting for this guy to be successful in whatever he's doing. Yeah, it's like
so like dark.
I know. It's what I'm
saying. You're like rooting for this inquisitor to torture people. You're like, he's always in pain too.
Yeah, so like you meet like there's like 5 main characters, and they kind of go on this like quest, and it's like there's a wizard, and it's set like Middle Ages kind of style, but like fantasy. So there's like a wizard, there's this inquisitor, there's this little young adult girl, but she's kind of like a wild animal, borderline wild animal. And then there's this They're like the guys from the West, but they're like really brutal
cowboys.
No, like hunter kind of people. Like they're very just like not civilized people.
Barbarians.
Yes, so very barbarian. There we go.
Yeah. Set in medieval times, but it's not. Is it fantasy?
Yeah, it's fantasy. It's light fantasy. Like there's not a lot of magic or anything like that, but there is like an underlining magic element. But for the most part, it's just
our
like,
world.
Yeah, and so you don't see very much magic or anything like that. But it's like there's hints of it kind of in the background for the most part, and it's just like this group of people that shouldn't ever be hanging out go on this mission or quest, and it's super funny. Their dynamics are super interesting, and the stuff they get into and have to get out of is well worth the listening or for me listening or reading it if you'd like to read it instead. But yeah, I was just shocked by how much I enjoyed a book that the plot's really not that important, and you're just hanging out with people that are crazy and kind of out there, but somehow they all fits together really well.
Yeah, I've definitely heard of. I've heard of it. It's like on my list on my phone of I'm going to pick that up at some point and read it.
Yeah.
I've heard the audiobook is fantastic, so I'm not opposed to doing that. And I've, several YouTubers have said exactly what you've just said. Like, nothing really happens in the book, but you're just sucked into their characters and just want to, know how they end up or how it ends up for them.
Yeah.
And I feel like character-driven books are so, like, while you're reading them, they're pretty good. But then I feel like you think about them way more afterwards, at least in my experience. I'm like, I have 2 books on my list. Both of them, I'll get into it. 2 more books.
I don't think I realized what character-driven books meant exactly. Because I'm like, I need a good character, but all my characters in my books have plot. I'm like, I gotta have both. I can't imagine.
Well, I feel,
being
like, I've never
meandering here.
Yeah, I've never read anything like that. Like, I have heard that it's a lot of them just walking around, but they're just having a good time and doing whatever they're doing.
Yeah.
I haven't read it, so I don't really know.
But I guess while we're talking books, I'll bring mine up. The one that I've got on the list here is The Strength of the Few. And I think both of y'all have read The Will of the Many, which is the first one, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, a friend of ours recommended it. I don't know if y'all were recommended it outside of that, but I really wasn't. I just kept seeing it pop up on my phone. And so I read The Will of the Many, and it was awesome. It was a great book. But I will say my only critique really was that it felt a bit familiar. I've read books like it. It had some beats that I could predict. And so, it was a good book, but it wasn't like one of my favorites ever. It was just like, it's a 5-star book, but it's not breaking any ground here. But this book, the sequel, The Strength of the Few, I loved it so much. It was one of those books where it was like, I bought the audiobook and I was listening to it, but then I was at the house and I'm like, I would really love to be listening to this book, but I'm not going to put headphones in while I'm sitting here with wife and child. So instead, I'm just going to pull my phone out and I'm going to read a little bit while they're doing their thing. And then while we were watching TV together, instead of scrolling on my phone, I was reading my book. And I finished this book in 3 days, alternating between listening to it at work and reading it at home. And I was just entirely
on your phone
in this world. Yeah, I borrowed it as a library book. So like you can have like the Kindle app on your phone and then just borrow library books there. And so, it was great. I love this book. It picks up exactly where the last one left off, and it instantly gave me satisfying answers to all the questions I had from the first book, because the first book was very predictable until the very end, and then it kind of just goes crazy.
What?
And you're like, what just happened? Yeah. And then I'm like, I have so many things to think about. And luckily, the book was already out, so I could just jump into the next one. And it gave me answers that I loved and I was super fascinated by. The only thing is the choice that it makes, it struggles to maintain some momentum at the beginning because of the choice. But I think you have to press through that for a few chapters. And as soon as you do, like, I loved the choice. I'm interested to hear what y'all think about it when y'all do read it. But I love the choice. It gives you like an expansion of the powers. The world building's incredible. You get to have like a Viking and an Egypt inspired places that he's a part of. And, the first one's inspired by like the Roman Academy inspired kind of setting that you've seen before. And so don't expect just more of that. It expands so much bigger. And I loved the expansion that it had.
Spencer, you haven't read Strength of the Few?
I have read, I don't know how far I'm into it. I know there's like a certain, I won't say I can talk about it after or whatever, but I'm at a certain point, and I don't know if it's past this point that we've talked about before about like it picking up speed again, because I feel like it hit that like big plot twist kind of moment, and then I feel like it like kind of slowed down, and I'm like, I gotta get through this, and I just stopped listening to it.
Totally fair. I mean, and I was like, man, this book, people have got to be raving about this book. I can't wait to see what the reactions are. And it is super mixed. Some people don't like the twist and the way that it goes. And I was like, oh, interesting. And I can see some critiques there, especially if you're looking for more of the same, then you're going to be disappointed for sure. But I mean, I think if this story wraps up well, this book has a chance to be in like my top 5 ever, because I read it so fast and was loving it. And like, I'd never seen anything like it, really. I've never read anything like it. And so I think that's what made it really cool to me.
Yeah. See, I'll give full credit. This is not my next choice, but I have it here, so I'm going to pull it up. I'll give full credit to the book, The Will of the Many, for getting me into physically reading. Like, first book I've read in a long time. The last book I read before that physically was You, which was the other one I held up. But it got me back into reading. And then, I like the trajectory, it is, it's been done before sort of thing. And then I started to listen to The Strength of the Few because I was reading a different book, and I'm weird and I read one and listen to a different one, so I can finish more at a time.
Yeah, that's crazy to me.
I never do. This was my mistake. I never do like 2 fantasies at the same time. Like I'll do a fantasy and like a crime fiction or something. So it's like that impossible to mix them up.
Yeah.
But I don't remember what I was reading at the time. But for whatever reason, Strength of the Few, I'd get in my car and not look forward to listening to it. So I was like, I'm stopping right here. I'm going to read this physically. So I have the physical copy ready to be read, but I have not cracked it open. And I'm starting it all the way over when I do, because I was so caught off guard by the ending of The Will of the Many. And like the opening of the Strength of the Few, I was just like, I'm not prepared for this right now.
What is happening?
Yeah. I gotta stop. And then when I get that itch, I will gladly pick it up and I have it to read.
Cool.
So
that's kind of how I feel. It's like I know it's gonna be good, but I hit a slow part and I just put it away. That's what happened with Wave Kings for me. It's one of my favorite books of all time. I went through about the first, not even quarter of it, and I was like, this is too much. And then like years later I picked it up and I was like, what was I thinking? This is the best book of all time. So
this has one of my favorite action scenes ever, though, and it is in the Roman world of like that part of the book. Yeah. And it's like a Ben-Hur chariot race.
Oh, cool.
And they use the powers during it, and it is so engaging. Like really? I was like my heart was beating, it was like literally is affecting me on that level. That's how you know the book's good. So
it is. Yeah. All right. Dang. Well, back to me. My third, I'm gonna go with a book because my top 2, like I said, they're top tier. But my third is a trilogy, and it's the Greenbone Saga. And the Greenbone Saga is about people with like special abilities that they get from Jade, but only specific people can wield the Jade that gives them the special abilities. And it is a modern fantasy, urban fantasy, which is not at all what I was expecting. And so when I jumped into it, it was one of those that it's all over BookTube and whatever. So I just went and I think someone said, if you like Breaking Bad, you'll like this book on a YouTube channel or something. So I was like,
that's all you need to hear.
I like Breaking Bad.
Yeah. It's like, have you met me? So yeah, I immediately, these are ones that I listened to before I got into reading. So it was like earlier on in 2025. But through like the first half of the first book, I was like, what is going on? I could not imagine it in my mind because I did not have it set in my mind that it was urban fantasy. I was like, had it completely that it was, I thought fantasy was just fantasy, which means a long time ago in my young reader mind. So the first book, I was like, I can't picture this at all. And then they started talking about like TVs and cars and stuff. And I'm like, oh, huh? I'm way lost. But then, when I finally, it was because I was like, oh,
these
back. There's no reason for me to think that. But yeah, so I mean, it's very much like drug cartel-esque. Like Jade is considered a drug. Yeah, I mean, are you surprised? But there's like different regions fighting over different territories for the possession of the Jade and the production of it and all this different stuff. And it's one that as I was listening to it, this is what I was talking about earlier. I was like this is pretty good. I think they're like 4 stars for me, but when the series wrapped up and the longer it's been since I read it, the more I'm like, man, if I could reread it and actually read it instead of listen, I think it could be a 5-star because it is one, like the characters, you fall in love with them. And trigger warnings, there's some stuff in it. You know, it's a book, things happen, but it's a drug cartel. What do you expect? But basically, you know, it's really good and I like it. No, and that's
good.
Jade City, Jade War, and Jade Legacy. The 3 books. The covers are pretty cool.
They're definitely, as I say, I've seen the covers and they're catchy. I'm not gonna lie to you. I see them and I think there's like the trend of like the very romantic-y, what are they calling it? Like fantasy romance angle.
Yeah.
And I have thought that it's like that. So it's not, it's its own thing.
No, there's certainly no romance. Also, there's a new cover for it. It's not as obnoxiously lime green.
Yes. Yeah.
New cover for it, more appealing to me. But yeah, definitely not a romance. See, there's romance in it, but there's also, you know, killing.
Yeah. The way you pitched it, I'm like, okay, that's not at all what I was thinking. Just cover.
It's
covers are so important.
Yeah, exactly. No, but it's definitely one that the longer it goes, I'm just like, man, I wonder how my boy Hilo's doing. What's he been up to? Or, you know, Shay.
Is it over?
Characters. It's over. It's a completed trilogy. Also, something that helped me is because I couldn't picture it, I had to, eventually I came to a point where I'm like, oh, this isn't live action. This is anime. And as soon as I was picturing the book as anime in my head, I could see it perfectly. So
that's so funny.
It's interesting.
Yeah, it was weird how it worked, but
I was
weird.
Like, oh. I don't think I've ever read a book in cartoon in my head. So
well, first time for everything.
That's funny. Yeah.
Interesting. All right. My turn?
Yeah. Go ahead.
I mean, it doesn't have to be.
Yeah, I'm trying to decide. Because you said 5.
Should we just do Andor? Should we just talk about Andor season 2?
I was gonna say we can do Andor to break up the reading because my next one's a book and the next one.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll wait to do the last one.
Okay. And we won't spend too long talking about it because we have a whole episode. Let us convince you. Watch Andor, guys, and then come back and listen to our episodes because I think they're really good because we really talk about this show because it is incredible and worthy of your time. So, I mean, I'll give you a quick pitch. If you think Star Wars is cringy, or if you've missed what made it special, or I've heard all the other excuses for not liking Star Wars shows, this is the one for you. This is the one that you need to watch because it stands on its own, but it also elevates a movie, it elevates a franchise, but you don't have to know anything about the franchise. It's prestige TV for adults in the Star Wars universe. It is truly, the Empire is scary, guys. It is legit scary Empire that it's not stormtroopers tripping over themselves. It is legit bad guys. There's real danger and stakes.
I like bad guys.
You do like bad guys. That's why I'm saying it.
Yeah,
it's like
you'll love these bad guys. Yeah.
You'll love these bad guys. They're weird. There's one guy that you're like, man, he looks like he's a kick away from being a serial killer. The whole episode, you're just like, okay, he might be something's gonna make him snap. And like the buildup and payoff in that show is better than anything I've ever seen. I mean, it is so good. That is hyperbole, but it is up there. Like it is really good. And you don't even have to take just mine and Spencer's word for it. The IMDb page. Wait. Did I say that right? The IMDb. DB page doesn't give an episode a lower score than a 7.3, and it has the third highest rated episode of television of all time at a 9.7, and 10 of its episodes score higher than a 9, and it only has like 20 episodes. It is so good.
Yeah, it's crazy how much someone who doesn't care about Star Wars can watch it and enjoy it, but someone who loves Star Wars can also watch it and enjoy it just as much.
Man, it's levels too.
I like Star Wars.
And it's beautiful. It's
beautiful.
It's
so much better than the other ones they've been making.
It's beautiful. It's so
crazy. You're like cornering me and you aren't even in my room.
Yeah.
Watch it, Will. Watch it.
Yeah.
It was.
I'm certainly not against watching it.
And
go ahead.
Watching the first season, it was like, this can't be real. Like it's gonna screw it up at some point, and it never screws it up. I mean, there's a little bit of like identity politics in there, but the whole time you're just like, locked in. Honestly, the first few episodes are the worst episodes. I liked them.
No, 100%.
But it's like literally it only just it just gets better and better and better and better. And there's like, oh, man, I could just talk about this show forever. I'm like, the way it's broken up is like 3 episode chunks, and so there's 4 3-episode chunks in both seasons, and the build up and payoff in those chunks is just so like it. Oh man, it just the crescendos of these arcs are just so good.
Yeah, you get like big little payoffs, but they all build up to the end as a major payoff, which is like the way they wrote it is crazy.
It's so good. I don't understand.
Maybe I'll give it a shot.
Give it a shot.
I'm not like I like Star Wars. I like lightsabers. No,
I know. I honestly would have never thought I'd love a show this much that didn't have lightsabers in it. But
I mean, I like Star Wars a lot, and I think the 1 through 6 is one of the greatest stories ever told. But
yes, sir.
7, 8, 9 got worse and worse and worse.
Yeah, I understand.
And then
there's still some good Disney stuff, but this is definitely by far and away the best.
Yeah.
Okay. I wasn't a huge fan of The Mandalorian, so
it's better than that by far.
Okay.
I like The Mandalorian well enough, but this is way better.
I liked it okay.
Yeah, I think Mandalorian started off good and kind of
the second season of Mandalorian I love, but I think you have to be a big Star Wars fan to love it.
Yeah.
It is very catered towards Star Wars fans. Where this show
Star
is
Warsy. Did it win awards?
It won awards, but it should have won more.
It should have won more. It got nominated for a lot, I'm sure.
It got
All right.
They put it on TNT because they were trying to get it to push for awards.
It deserved
a bit. Yeah.
They could have put it on HBO Max. That's what they should have done. Freaking, that's how good it is.
That was my number 3, and I guess Spencer's number 3 as well.
Yeah.
So we're back.
I think that's the only overlap we have. But yeah, back to you.
It doesn't matter.
Spencer,
I'll
go with your 2.
Knock out one also. Yeah. Because it's kind of cheating. Because I didn't discover it in 2025. I reread it in 2025 because it was that good. And I haven't talked about it on the podcast, so and y'all have read it, so y'all know y'all can agree and jump in whenever. This doesn't have to be in my thing. Y'all can jump in. But if you've read anything about, if you're into books at all and you like sci-fi, you've heard of Red Rising, and it's like the cliche thing to talk about, but it is that good, and there's a reason it's that popular. And so I'm not really pitching a deal, I guess, but
pitch it to us like we've never seen it.
I'm not good at that kind of stuff, guys. I'm horrible at pitching. You can't tell. Everyone's gonna be like, I'm not watching anything Spencer's recommended or listening.
Yeah, seriously, no.
It's like a sci-fi book set in way in the future. Society kind of started crumbling, so this group of people on the moon decided to take over the world and set up a government that's run by colors. So it's like a caste system, but it's based on colors, and each color, and there's like 14 different colors, has a specific job or role in society, and you're locked into that no matter what. But they all kind of serve the golds, which are the biggest color, like the most powerful color. And they're like superhumans. They have like super strengths. They're super smart. They're genetically modified, like all this kind of stuff. And your main character is a red, which is the lowest of the low colors. And they're in the mines of Mars. And they're basically just like slaves. And the story is it's called Red Rising. It's this guy named Darrow getting out of slavery and trying to take out the golds is the main goal of the whole series. But I'm not going to say anything else past that because...
Right. Just turn the system on its head.
But it is
the classic overthrow.
It's better than Star Wars. It's way better than Star Wars. If they made this show, it would blow Star Wars out of the water.
If they make movies,
it takes so many tropes from Star Wars too. No, you guys, I understand. It's a great book. It's a great book.
They do it better.
It's a great book. It's a great book.
Yeah, no,
I love it.
If Red Rising gets the budget for live action that it needs to be incredible, man, I will.
Yeah, see it.
Almost just said something inappropriate.
I'm telling y'all would be disappointed because it wouldn't be as good as the book.
No,
the book is incredible.
The book is incredible.
The movie would not be good.
If they can do it like they did Dune.
If they nail it.
If they nail it like they did Dune, Red Rising will be better than Dune. It'll be better than Star Wars. It'll be better than any of those kinds of shows. But they have to nail it.
That's tough to say. Tough to say. I think it's really good too. And the reason you should read it is because the main character, I think, is the most aggressive main character I've ever seen. He makes crap happen all the time.
Yeah.
Like if you like your characters to be proactive, if you like them making decisions and pushing the plot forward. He's constantly doing things. You're like, oh my gosh, you gotta chill, man.
Yeah.
But no, he does. And it sometimes it backfires on him how it should. But it also, a lot of times, it just makes everyone around him react to his chaos. And it's like really fun to read. It's a really fun read. It's really brutal at the beginning, though. Like the initial arc, you're just like, at least, I mean, I'm sure you guys love it. Dark. Yeah. But for me, I was like, this is really tough. I'm getting emotionally attached to this, and it is not good because I feel sick. Oh man, this is really sad. I had to stop. I only read the first 3 books because of how emotionally engaged I was getting. I was noticing it was affecting my mood in real life.
Crazy. That's like,
and I was like,
what you want.
It is what you want, but I was like, I gotta stop, dude, because if I was reading a part that was emotionally taxing, I was like exhausted. I was like tired, and I was like, I can't be doing this.
I hate to break it.
Like, I got to get back into it, and I know it'll be the same thing. It'll probably even like escalate because that's what books do. Is more.
Yeah, book 4, 5, and 6 are way worse in that category. They're gonna make you feel more of that for sure.
Yeah, I know, and I'm like, so I haven't. So I haven't like you saying that does not make me want to read it, but
I know
me saying it to the
it's
people.
Very happy.
I'm like, guys, it is a really engaging book. It is one of the most,
and it's nonstop.
One of the most engaging books I've ever seen. Yeah,
there's not a lot of.
So it is insane.
I read Will of the Many, and then I listened to re-listened to Red Rising this year, and people compare those two of like one of them is sci-fi, one of them is fantasy, but they're the same kind of overarching story. But my biggest takeaway is that Red Rising is brutal, like way more brutal, and then the Will of the Many is way more like procedural.
It has brutal scenes in it. It has brutal scenes in it for sure.
For sure, but it's definitely
emotionally taxing. I would say brutality of your emotions.
Red Rising.
Red
Rising. Yeah.
He does not pull any punches
because there's like a ton of gore and blood in the Will of the Many, but it's different. It doesn't hit you the same.
Yeah. Agreed.
Yeah.
It belongs there. Red Rising had to be mentioned.
Yeah. I reread it, listened to it technically, and it's better the second time than the first time. So
yeah,
I got the Red Rising, my brother gave it to me for Christmas, the new book, and
the nice ones
is so sick. Yeah.
Oh dude.
Oh, it's so good.
It's beautiful.
You keep pointing to your freaking your library behind you.
What you think?
I know. You're making me want a podcast corner, and I really need to just make it happen. Be like,
it seriously is the smallest corner in my house. Like it's just.
All right, good one, Spencer. Even though it's cheating.
Yeah.
Your turn, Will.
So here we go. 11/22/63 by Stephen King. This is. I might cry just talking about it. Just thinking about it. It is such the premise. Let me start there.
Is this the book or the show?
The book.
Okay.
The book.
I told you, dude. You'd be disappointed if.
No. The show. I watched the show when it first came out. I had no idea it was even a book at first, or let alone a Stephen King book first. So I was like, wow, that show was really, really good. And it was. It was a very enjoyable show. The book. Ooh, man. So the premise is basically that, some guy discovers that in his diner, in the storage closet of his diner, there is a portal to 1958 or 59 or something. And it only goes back to that time. So you walk through and you're like in Maine, I want to say, somewhere up in New England. And you're like, what the heck? How'd I get here? All this stuff. And things happen. That guy, the one who discovers it, early on in the book is like, he's an old guy. So not going to turn out great for him. So, but he believes that all the problems of the current world all stem from the assassination of JFK. So he's like, if that assassination doesn't happen, the Cuban Missile Crisis is mentioned, like that doesn't happen, and then all this other stuff doesn't happen. And so he convinces a younger James Franco in the show to go back and try and finish his mission. And in order to do that, like his first mission is like, I need proof that this actually works. So he goes back and he makes a small change of something that he would notice in the future, or in the present, I should say. But then he gets proof, and then
I like that.
Yeah,
because it's
so
real. I've never thought about that before.
Right. It's not like, oh, you're right.
Sure
Let me go and do it.
Yeah.
And the beauty of the book is that he's not time traveled to exactly the day before the assassination. He just shoots, Lee Harvey Oswald in the window. No, because there's so much like confusion about the assassination in general in the world. There might be a second shooter. Was it actually Lee Harvey Oswald? Was it?
Yep.
Yeah. And he gets sent back to like 1958 or 1959 or something. So he's got like 5 years that he has to live in the past and gather the information to be able to kill Lee Harvey Oswald or stop the assassination, because he can't. That's the only time it goes to.
Why? Does it explain it in the book?
No. And here's well, let me tell you, Stephen King does this in a few of his books where he, something's going on and there's not really an explanation for it. But I wouldn't be surprised if it's explained in like the Dark Tower series or something, because the Dark Tower series connects like all these different books, and it's going to be like, oh, I could be way off about that. I don't know. So Stephen King fanatics, don't shoot me or anything, but I have a whole section dedicated to him right here. Currently reading The Stand as well. But anyways, I mean, if it does explain it, it doesn't really, I think it kind of gets into it, but to me, it wasn't like this huge explanation of, oh, that's why this happened. But this book, you go chapters without the assassination even being mentioned. Like, there is romance. There's even an element of horror. I mean, Stephen King does like this multiverse thing. So like there are mentions of Pennywise, not by name, but there's mentions of a crazy clown in Derry, like scaring children or something like that. And it's just like a little, Easter egg for other books. It was released in 2011. So
okay, as I say, did he do this before that was like the main thing that everyone was doing?
I mean, 2011, and he said in his like introduction, or it was maybe the epilogue, or a note from the author, because I listened to it. One of my biggest reading regrets is not reading this book. Like, I listened to it before I started reading.
Is a theme.
Physically, yeah. And after listening, books, now that I've read, I'm just like, oh, I can't listen to good books.
Really?
And
it's not. That's different than me for sure.
I think here's what I'll say. I think it's more to do with certain books on, like, I need fast paced in the car for whatever reason, or else I will just not lose interest, but I'll zone out. Yeah. And, in the past when I've done that, I've just like rewound and, figured it out and gotten back to where I remembered listening to and went from there. But like now I'm like, I can listen to Dungeon Crawler Carl, because that book is just high paced. It's not even a book. Like that's an experience, an audio experience. If you haven't read that, honorable mention, getting ahead of myself. Or like I can read like 8 to 10 hour mystery thrillers, whodunits, or listen to those, not read. Anyways, you get so invested in these characters' lives, and it is all over the place. And usually whenever you look up videos of like, how do you recommend 11/22/63 or someone's review, oftentimes it's like, I can't even say anything about it. He wants to go back and stop the JFK assassination, but all I can say is go read it. And that's where they leave you, because there's such ups and downs, and the past fights against you because the past does not want to be changed. So like, he gets sick at one point. Whenever he's getting ready to do something that's going to change the future. It's incredible. I mean, it is easily in my top 2 things of this year. I put it at 2, but it could be 1.
Does it have weird Stephen King stuff in it?
No. So the book does not.
I might give it a shot. You've pitched me well.
There's one scene that's like just weird to me, but it's not like overly sexual or dirty or anything. But it's
or worse.
I think I have it rated as my number 1 book of all time currently. So
yeah, wow,
that's crazy.
It
over Red Rising. How dare you?
Surpassed all the Red Risings, and it's a standalone. I feel like Red Rising as a whole is like this masterpiece, but no one individual book to me is better than 11/22/63.
No, the standalones that gets me too. You've got me. I'm gonna read this book.
Do it, dude. Man,
it sounds like a good, interesting.
It's so good. It's a long book, but it's worth every second.
Had stopped me before.
Yeah,
yeah, for real.
Especially, I'm different than you. I can listen, so I'm like, give me a couple of car rides.
Yeah.
And I'll knock that
I mean, I
puppy
listened
out.
to that one, and like while I was at work, if I was doing stuff, rip, you know, I would just put my headphones on. Yeah, if I could get away with it, I'd put my headphones on. Maybe that's why I got fired. But I would just go around the campus. That's not. Anyways, all right, I'm done making jokes. Really good. I listened to that. It was a great listen, and it's told. He does this a lot, where a lot of his main characters are writers, or at least somewhat. Like Jake Epping, I think is his character name. He is an English teacher. And so he like knows about writing, and he's kind of, the whole book is as if he's writing it down to tell people eventually, or like writing in his journal to pass on to the next person if they need to find something out. But
that's cool.
And then the ending of the book.
Anything with JFK
Goosebumps.
I'm assuming it's JFK related. So I love that conspiracy stuff with around JFK. So.
Man, guys, read it and let me know. Anyway,
was that your four? Was that your fourth one?
That was my fourth.
So my fourth one is going to be an album. Actually, I'm a basic dude. That's not news to anybody. If it's popular, you can probably expect me to like it. But I really thought this album ruled. It's called "You'll Be All Right, Kid" by Alex Warren. It's like pop folk sound, similar to something like Ed Sheeran, but I think it's way better. It's a double album, so you got like plenty of songs to listen to. I think there's like 21 in total, with very few misses. There's a few that I skip, but for the most part, I'll just at work, if I'm busy, I'll just put it on that album and I'll just let it play through. And it's got good beat to it. I really like it. So kind of talking about, maybe I'm an emotional guy and I didn't know it in this podcast. It's kind of like therapy for me, because I'm like this album. This album like manages to make me feel and reflect on like a range of emotions, like love for my wife, love for my family, like an aching for people that I've lost, and like the fleetingness of life, nostalgia for my upbringing, and then like maybe just like looking toward the future. Even like all these songs kind of hit on these big emotional beats, and you know, it's kind of generic enough that it's like going to affect like everyone. You know, everyone can relate to these emotions, but at the same time, like it works. And for me, music, if it's giving you emotions, if it makes you want to dance or it makes you like feel a certain way, then it's doing its job. And so like this album for me, I did that. Top 5 songs, I would say, I think there's like 10 that I would listen to a lot, but my top 5 is Ordinary, Never Be Far, Eternity, Carry You Home, and Troubled Waters. So if you're looking for music, if you want to give it a try, those top 5,
I have
big fan.
Nothing to contribute to this. As y'all saw my Spotify Wrapped, I listened to less than 300 minutes of music or something like that last year, because audiobooks took over my life. Like it's
but sometimes let me write those songs down. To an audiobook. Maybe that's why you're not good at listening, because it's like you gotta be, for an audiobook, you gotta be zoned in, and it's gotta take your focus. When you can listen to music, you can do other things.
That's what I've discovered, is like I need to have multiple books on my TBR, because I don't know what mood I'm going to be in after I finish the book I'm on. Like that's what happened with The Strength of the Few. Like I was not in the mood for that book, so I did not get into it, and I needed something else. I needed a palate cleanser, as they say. So yeah, I'm sure it's a great album. Oh no, it's not. No.
Dude, I used to not listen to music much, but now I'm like, man, if I didn't have music around, there'd be so much time where I'd be missing it. So
I mean, I love music, but
yeah.
Sounds like 300 hours. I mean, 300 minutes.
Yeah, 300 minutes.
300 hours would be 300 minutes. Yeah, that's rough, dude.
Yeah, I was shocked to see it, but then I was like, well, it actually makes sense, because I don't even. That was probably me forgetting to hit pause while my headphones were out. Like I thought that was high.
I'll go on like binges. I won't listen to music for like 6 months to a year, and then I'll go to like 2 months, and I'll just crush and like listen to all the songs that everyone's like listened to and gotten over, and I'm like, what is this song? Is so good. And Stephanie's like, that's like 2023. What are you talking about? Yeah. I'm like, it's a banger. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
So nothing. That's what's great about songs too, is they're timeless. I mean, I still discover songs from like the 19th century. What would that be? Regardless,
20th century.
The 20th century.
20th century. Thank you.
Yeah.
1800s. Dang, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shoot. River Dance.
But even then, if you could listen to that music, you know, they would still be good. You know, that's what's great about it.
Harps.
Harps are good, man. Harps are good.
Oh,
man. I'll go ahead and get mine over with.
Yeah, get it over with. It's not worth even mentioning.
The enthusiasm of a podcaster, right?
I know. Yeah, no. I'm dreading it because I didn't write notes, and it needs because this is my number one. This blew me away for 2025, but I didn't write any notes because I just didn't make time. I shouldn't say I didn't have time. I didn't make time to write notes, and I should have. So Gabe,
so
one of our friends, good friends, is gonna hate this, and he's probably gonna be like, "You didn't talk about this. You didn't say that." But he's not here, and I am. So
yeah, he was invited.
So my number one thing is a musical, and as y'all know, maybe not the listeners, I hate musicals. Hate them. I think they all are trash. And the best one, which was La La Land, is like not even a 7. It's
all right. Pause.
Okay.
Make your guesses of what he's about to say in the comments below. You will not guess what he's
You won't guess it. You won't guess it.
It's so I notoriously hate it. And the only reason I discovered this this is crazy.
Yeah, let's hear this.
When the trend of 100 men versus a gorilla or whatever that dumb trend was, there was this funny meme, and the audio over the meme was one of the main songs from this musical, and I was like, this meme's really funny, but this song kind of goes hard, and I had like a lot of emotion behind it, and I was like, what is that? So I like dug, and no one in the comments was talking about it. This is late 2024, and then in January 2025, I figured it out, and I learned it was called Epic the Musical. So I looked it up, and it had just finished being developed like in November of 2024. And it's a YouTube musical. It's not like a movie. It's not a TV show or anything. It's nothing. It's a YouTube musical that a guy named Jorge made in college as part of his like final for his senior year or something. That was his thing. He like dropped out of whatever he was doing before and just wanted to make this musical. And I guess to finish college, he had to do it. And he uses TikTok, and he like, I don't know how to say it. Like as he's developing it, he's like showing it on TikTok how he's developing it. And then he uses TikTok as a recruiting tool to find the voices for the people in the musical. And it's about, sorry, I'll back up. Epic the Musical is about Odysseus and the Odyssey. So like Iliad and the Odyssey, you read those like in middle school or high school. It's the story of Odysseus. And there's a little bit of story changes. But it's a musical about him going through all the things he went through with fighting all the gods, the Cyclops, and all that kind of stuff. But it is unbelievable how good this random dude who had was going to college for something else decided, I'm just going to make a musical. And he can sing like nobody's business. The lyrics are amazing. And I can't believe I'm saying any of this because I can't stand musicals. But
it's not a movie. It's just on YouTube.
It's just on YouTube. Yeah.
And it's only music
for free.
Yeah.
So it's almost like music videos.
So he made it as
it's like animated.
An audio experimental playlist or whatever, but he used TikTok, and he said anyone can develop music videos basically for each of these songs, and they're broken up into sagas, like each segment, and each saga has like 3 or 4 songs, and so people who can make videos make like animations for the story, and so many people did it. He eventually made like he basically canonized a couple of them. Like, this is the official music story, and so a lot of the video goes along with the story and kind of tells you some of the background stuff that you can't pick up as well by listening to it. But it's so goofy sounding, like it's a YouTube musical.
Yeah, to clarify, it is not a musical though, right? It is literally just songs that people made videos to, and the songs are incredible.
No, he
it's
made
not like a movie. It's not like a movie with songs.
No, yeah.
It's one continuous story.
Yeah, he made it to be like I forget what the technical term was. He made it with the expectation that people were going to make videos, but he wasn't going to make the videos. And it's a story, total, but it's all song. So
too long.
How long?
Too long. I listened to that. I don't know how many times I've listened to that whole thing through. And you feel for Odysseus, the main character, because he has to do some things that are absolutely dark and heavy, and then there's like upbeat songs of different characters. And I didn't pay attention too much in, I guess, high school when I read the book. All I remember from that story was the Cyclops in the cave. And so this whole time I'm like on the edge of my seat listening to this music that's like, it's real poppy. I don't know what to compare it to. Y'all just have to listen to it. And the first song you hear it, you'll understand.
If you've heard bad music, you might know what this is like.
You said,
I'm going to be honest.
And I was like, what musical doesn't sound the same?
You sent it to everybody. And I listened to a few songs and it was pretty good. But for it to be your number one entertainment of the year, I just don't understand it. I'm like, and some of the animations are cool, but I'm like, even that, I'm like, how long is it? That's what I'm asking you. How much have I listened to? Because I only listened to pretty much the Cyclops one, and then maybe like, do they argue about him in like heaven?
Like 12 different times.
No, yes. Okay. There is a spot where Athena is talking to the other gods about him.
Yeah, I think that's the one I listened to. And
that's a little bit past halfway.
It's all right. But to me, it was just like, hey, this is a collection of songs to tell a story that are good.
Maybe closer to an album.
An album.
I mean, he basically made it an album, but people made it. He had the intention of making it a musical, but with mute video and stuff, but he let the people do that. But it was basically I'm
just trying to get you to tell me why this is so incredible. Because to me, I couldn't get there. I was like, this is good.
Oh, well, no one's ever done it the way he's done it. He basically crowd-funded and crowd-developed the entire thing using TikTok, which is crazy. And you can go back in time from the day one and watch him, like, give you updates on the music and, like, old songs that he doesn't develop and then decided not to. Like, you can see the entire process.
That sounds more entertaining to me.
On TikTok. And I know. And, like, the interviews of people or the singing tryouts and things like that. But really for me, it's just the story. The way he did it was cool and very unique, and no one will ever do that like that again.
That's cool.
But the story of Odysseus is super cool. And I want to read the actual book now because of the musical. But the musical is so cool because he references so much Greek mythology in the songs that that makes you like look into it basically. Or if you know those things, he's always nodding to stuff. What?
Play Hades.
Yeah. You might actually understand a lot of the references then. Because you played that. But yeah, there's a lot of there's so many nuances to the things he's saying that reference the Greek mythology, but then also reference a bunch of different narratives that he's stringing along for multiple characters throughout the entire musical that you can listen. I've listened to this thing hundreds of times at this point, it feels like. And I'm still catching new things, or people in the comments are pointing out new things that this guy George just decided to do. And it's so like there's so many layers and it's so deep. It's shocking. But yeah, obviously it's not everyone's cup of tea because y'all both didn't really care for it. But Gabe is probably more obsessed with it than I am, and a couple other guys have liked it as well. So,
is it on Spotify or is it just on YouTube?
It's on Spotify and it's on YouTube.
Maybe I'll put it on the background while I'm working, see if I can get
it. Spencer's. Oh, were you sorry?
No, I'm just kidding. Go ahead.
Say the fans are crazy. Like they're really passionate about it. When the Odyssey movie for Christopher Nolan came out, I'm not joking. 95% of the comments the first day were all Epic fans commenting about Epic in the Odyssey trailer. It's crazy.
Did Epic blow up? Did this musical blow up? Like, is it super popular now? Because I remember when you sent it to us, I was like, it's not even that popular. You know, it was like hundreds of thousands instead of like a million. You know,
if it's the link that I sent you, that's just someone putting it together themselves. That's not like the official. The playthroughs, music wise, is probably in the millions for sure. And then people post their own version animatics or animations of these, and they'll get hundreds of thousands. So like, as a group,
it's like spider webbed out.
Yeah, because it's not like Paramount TV made a YouTube channel and put it out. It's like he just let anyone do it, and so there's just tons and tons of these animations of the same song that you can just pick and choose which one you like to watch better, or tells a better story or whatever. So
that's pretty cool. In Hades 2, you fight the Cyclops, and Odysseus is a character.
That's cool. See, I'm sold. Cool. I'm sold.
Yep. I'm much more sold on Hades 2. So now that Spencer's convinced one or two people to.
That's all I want.
And watch. Yeah.
One comment. One comment.
I'm going to convince you not to. Here's to me the biggest reason not to listen to this yet. Gabe said that whenever he heard, maybe it was you, maybe it was both of you, said that whenever he saw the trailer, he was hearing those songs in the background. I don't want to go to the theater to watch this new Odyssey movie and be hearing these, techno pop songs about the Odyssey in my head. So also, I listened to it.
It's a good counter argument.
Yeah. It might be like a book and movie thing. Yeah.
The whole thing, because I was trying to get some information out of Spencer, which can't say on the podcast, but trying to get some information.
Y'all's deals crack me up.
Yeah. It's funny how like 5 years after our last deal, it was like, well, you'll give me the information if I watch this deal. But up until that point, that hadn't happened for a while.
Yeah.
But anyways, so I listened to the whole thing and I'm like, yeah, cool.
Dude, the comment you made enraged me instantly.
What did I say? I don't even remember.
You said every song sounds the same. And I was like, I about threw everything on my desk up. I was like, what do you mean? Every musical sounds, all the music pretty much sounds the same in the musicals. Like, what are you talking about?
Yeah. I mean, I get, that was definitely rage bait. Like,
yeah, well,
yes, it should be one genre of music in a musical. Like, that makes sense, but better. Anyways,
yeah, that's fine. You don't have to like this. Yeah, I was like, dude, have you ever listened to Hamilton? What are you talking about?
Yeah, no, it's fine. Again, I'm glad that people are entertained by anything. If you love it, you dive right in, and more power to you.
Yeah,
couldn't be me.
Within reason. Are you done?
I got one more.
Will, or do you have another one?
I have one more.
Oh, I can't wait.
Here, we'll end it on mine. So you go ahead.
Okay. Are you like me?
No.
That was rhetorical. No.
I'm gonna be myself.
No. So the show Dexter, again, one of my favorite shows of all time. I discovered Dexter. Oh yeah. No, I saved this one for last just for these reactions. In our friend group, I am apparently the serial killer of the group. So
I don't think
if we go missing,
this
he will be suspect number one.
Yeah.
Right. Well, sure, why not? Anyways, so Dexter, the show was, I should have done more research. I think it was 7 or 8 seasons. I think it was 8 seasons. And it was fantastic. But after like the 4th season, they went in a different direction with like the writer or director. Something changed. I don't remember what exactly it was. Something changed. And like the last 3 seasons are hardly, 3 or 4 seasons are hardly memorable to me. Like I can, recount them kind of, but like 1 through 4, man, those hit. So fast forward to 2020, when I lived with Spencer, actually, just so happened that the original one was living with Spencer. So 2020 or 2021, Dexter New Blood was released, and it was meant to be this mini series of like, where's Dexter at now 10 years later? Because spoilers, stop right now if you don't want to know the ending of Dexter. Come back in about 5 minutes. So Dexter ends with, him saying, I got to get out of here. Like, because everyone who's close to me dies. Like, I get them killed because they're somehow associated with me. Even if they don't know that Dexter is who he is. I guess I should start with that. Dexter is a serial killer who kills bad guys. He has a code that he lives by. So if they've done something wrong, if they're a murderer, if they're all the other bad things, then he, deals with them. So fast forward, Dexter New Blood, 10 years later, he is like trying to live by not killing now. He's like, put it behind him. He's gone 10 years without killing anyone. And then his son, who is in the original series, shows up and he's like, hey, are you Dexter Morgan? But Dexter's going by an alias, Jim Lindsay, at this point. Not going to do the whole summary of New Blood, but New Blood was really, really good, but it was only meant to be a miniseries. And the last episode of I saw that. The last episode of New Blood was bad. Like, it was just bad. It was like such a great season, and then it absolutely tanked. And it ends, another spoiler, with him dying. But it made so much money that they were like, wait a minute, how could we possibly back this up to where he didn't actually die? And the explanation, the first episode of Dexter Resurrection, that's my number one, Dexter Resurrection, because it came out this year.
Okay, I was wondering, I was like, I am confused on if we're talking about it yet or not.
Yeah. No, we're not. That's just the prologue
to
what I'm about to say. Yeah, Dexter Resurrection finally gets back to what it was best at for 1 through 4. Like, it's character, like Dexter is the guy. He's the main character. There's some side characters, but he's the one that you really are interested in. But if you were to watch New Blood and then were to watch the first episode of Resurrection, you're like, okay, they had to come up with some way to keep him alive. And it is the stupidest, like, no way that works. But if you're a huge Dexter fan and you're like, I have to make it work in my mind because I want more Dexter, then you can get past it. And then Dexter Resurrection is one of the best seasons.
So bad writing is what you're talking about.
Hey,
no,
Spencer, we can't make fun of this. Darth Maul came back.
Oh gosh, what? Okay, the ending of
Sorry,
New
spoiler.
Blood. Yeah. The ending of New Blood is what was bad. And they should have left it open-ended just in case something like this happened. But they didn't. And then it's like people who found out that he's a serial killer in the end of New Blood are like, oh, I guess I was wrong the whole time. You're not actually a serial killer. Like, stupid stuff like that. Like, it's ridiculous. So, anyways, New Blood, great show, horrible ending. Dexter Resurrection, they do what they can to get back to what they want to do, and then it is phenomenal. A second season is coming out in 2026. I was
going to ask, is it going to like stop again, or are they going to
continuing? Because they learned from their mistakes, and they're like, well, we need to have at least 2 seasons planned of this just in case. And wow, it's just so good. It's so good. It's
so funny because you've set this up, and I'm like, I'm ready to hear why this is such a good show. Because so far you've been like, okay, it came back to life, kind of sucked. The show was good, but then it ended real badly. And then I really liked the beginning of the first season, but actually the last 3 seasons were duds for me. So I'm like, okay, what's the good part?
The problem is that, like, in order to, you're supposed to just pitch the first episode, and I can't pitch just the first episode of Dexter Resurrection because I guess if you just go in blind without watching any previous Dexter, you could be like, okay, sure, why not? Like, that all makes sense to me. Yeah. But like, it was so cold that the blood flow slowed, so he didn't actually lose that much blood, so he didn't die or whatever it was. I don't know. It was stupid. But the premise of Dexter Resurrection, I did like it, is Dexter meets his match, and he meets several other people that are like-minded individuals. And he then also meets a rich billionaire who has an obsession with these like-minded individuals. So he tries to gather them, and he doesn't do anything himself because, well, he's physically not capable. But he has an obsession with it, so he gathers these people and has them show and tell, share stories of their latest victim. And that gets him going. He likes that. He likes hearing the stuff. So Dexter Morgan,
that way too
relatable.
Well, yeah, you guys get
it.
Like,
yeah, I know how that is.
It got me going.
No. Yeah.
It's going.
But Dexter, lives by a code. So he is not just the same as these other guys. And so basically Dexter infiltrates this place because he gets steals another guy's identity at some point. We won't get too far into it, but infiltrates the place and tries to take him down from the inside. And Dexter Resurrection Season 2 is going to be a beauty. If we do this podcast next year, that's my number 1. I guess I won't say that. I won't.
You hope.
Yeah, I hope that's true.
Maybe it may be like the Jacob call, and you actually spot on.
Hey, go back and listen to episode 5 of this podcast. I don't know what episode it was. That would actually make no sense if you went back and listened to it now. So
yeah,
don't do that.
you made a call and it came true, and here you're making a call, hoping it comes true.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Dexter Resurrection, season 1.
All of Dexter.
Well, not all of Dexter.
Well, watch it all. It's all.
It'd be better off than just listening to a 2.5 hour musical and then being done with it.
Gosh, that is
2.5 hours. I was trying to figure out how long it was. You finally told us.
Yeah, I was gonna answer you, and then we started talking again. I just forgot to tell you.
I've definitely listened to like 15 minutes of it, so I should give it more of a chance. All right, so my last one is not necessarily my favorite one. I would say it's a video game, and I would say I like Hades 2 more than I like this game. Really? But this game is called Clair Obscur Expedition 33, and it is the game of the year of 2025. When I first saw the commercial for this game, I literally laughed out loud because it looked goofy to me. And I am just not a guy who likes JRPGs. I just not, and this is a French studio trying their take at a JRPG.
What's J?
So, Japan.
Got it.
Yep. So like Japan has a different style of their RPGs, like Final Fantasy, those kind of games. And so they just shorthand it to JRPGs. But people were saying like, hey, this game's really good. Like before it even won the award, they were like, hey, this game came out and it came out of nowhere. It's an indie game, and this is way better than we thought it was going to be. And then people started coming out and being like, okay, even if you don't like RPGs, this is maybe the best one ever made to this point. And I was like, okay, I guess I'll give it a try. I've been looking for it. It's honestly pretty reasonable. It's a $40 game. And, most games now are like $70 to $80. So I'll take it. And so, I put it on. The premise of this game is probably the best premise of a story I've ever heard. I love it. So
it's either this or Epic the Musical. It's hard to say.
So the premise of the game is you live on an island where for the last 67 years, the inhabitants have been plagued by an annual event called the Gamage. And in the distance, they can see a giant figure called the Paintress that paints a number in the sky, counting down. And every time it paints a new number, everyone that age dies. So what they've been having to do is they've been sending people out on expeditions towards the Paintress to try to convince it, to kill it, to stop it, do something. And every year those people disappear and never return, and the Paintress continues to paint numbers. The premise of the game is you are the expedition that's going out this year because you only have a year left according to the Paintress. And that's where the game starts. And it is so good. It is such a good
it's a really good
premise.
Yeah.
It's a fire premise. And so everyone's praising the game. The game opens up and the music is incredible. I mean, it is so good. It is. I promise you, it's better than Epic. I know that's blasphemy. It is so good, dude. It is so good, and they know it too because they blast it. That sucker is playing on like 10 times the sound that it probably should be but they're like, we know what we got, and we're using it to milk your emotions. And so like the game starts off really good. It takes a little bit to get going. It's a turn-based combat system, which I love. I love turn-based combat system. It's like if Pokemon took itself seriously. And so like you have a lot of like combos. All the characters play different and they play off of each other. And you have what makes it super unique to me is there's a parry and dodge system. So you start playing and you repeatedly you fight some of the same enemies, but every time you fight them, you learn their moves better to a point where you can just wipe them out if you're skilled enough. And it feels like a dance. Like it's like their animations are moving and you are reacting to their animations in timing. And the animations are so beautifully done that you feel like you're dancing with the fight. And then when you finish the bad guy off, it feels so satisfying. And the sound effects with it are so good. I honestly, the way that the game plays, I don't ever want to play another turn-based game that doesn't have a parry dodge mechanic to it, to me anyways. I think it really elevated that part because literally you could be under leveled, but you could, if you were like real stubborn, you can fight the biggest, like the hardest enemy on the map and you can technically beat it, because you literally, if you can parry and dodge, it's hard. It's hard. It's not as hard as like From Software, which is Elden Ring we were talking about earlier, where that game is brutal. Like if you don't parry and dodge perfect, the windows for that are they're way smaller. This game has pretty solid windows, I thought. And you can turn it down all the way if you want to make the game more like easy to get through. Really, really engaging stuff. But honestly, the story premise absolutely carries it, and it delivers. It is such a good story. Honestly, I don't think half the people would be touting it as the best game ever if it wasn't for the story. Should I just spoil the story for y'all? Do you think?
No.
Don't.
Okay,
you've convinced me. I'm probably going to play this game tomorrow. I played it for quite a while, and you've certainly convinced me to pick it back up.
Okay, sweet.
I want to play it. I probably never will, but I want to watch like a playthrough or something. I always want to experience it.
It delivers, bro. It delivers.
So when I turned this game on, I knew I didn't have time to actually start playing because Bret had told me about it. So I was like, you know what? I don't have a job. Sure, why not? Just kidding. I had a job back then. But I turned it on. I knew I didn't have time to actually start playing it. But I just left it on that menu, the start menu, because that music was banger,
so good, dude.
I was like, oh my, I've turned it up. And I just listened to
it. It's in French. And it's beautiful.
I know.
I'm like, I want to learn French now.
Yeah,
so
I mean,
good.
It was incredible. I seriously just left it on the startup menu for like at least 10 minutes, just playing in the background while I was doing other stuff in the house. But then I was going to say this earlier. This is where my bad habits of gaming happen. And I have this horrible habit of getting to a huge point and overcoming it and being content with not continuing. And it makes zero sense to me because the story changed significantly.
Yes, you got to a fun part to me. Anyway.
Yeah, so I beat a big bad for me, the Lantern Master. Cool. The character
design in this game is incredible.
Is fantastic. Like it is super
the
cool
art direction is so good, dude.
But it's the Lantern Master, was a satisfying win. I beat it. Something huge happens, and I'm like, no, I'm good. Why did this happen to me? I enjoyed every second up until that point, and I just stopped. Similarly, this happened with Hogwarts Legacy, where I got to some point, did something special that I was looking forward to do, and then I'm good. Similarly, Far Cry 5, which is what I'm currently playing, but I just finally beat the first region. And like I can move on to the next region, but I'm like, man, moving on to the next region, that's a commitment. Like I got to go through 2 more regions, and I know the gameplay is going to be pretty similar, but the story's good.
Yeah. Far Cry 5 is the cult one.
You
right?
played it, yeah. You played it.
That was so. I played so much of that game.
Yeah, I remember you talking about it.
Do you have a wingsuit?
Like watching you play it. Yeah, I got a wingsuit.
Okay.
Yeah. But
that's
so I haven't given up. Like I haven't stopped playing that yet. That's the game I turn on and play currently. But I'm feeling some type of way where I might need to go back to Expedition 33.
I'm telling you, the game too doesn't ask a ton of you. So like Far Cry 5 is a much bigger game. This game you can beat and be satisfied with the story. I beat it, I think, in 45 hours, and I did some side quest stuff, and there's a lot of stuff you can do. Once you beat the game too, it breaks it to where like at a certain point you can only do so much damage at a time, but you can get a certain thing that makes it where that cap is lifted and you just do bukus of damage if you like properly align your characters together and attack correctly, which is fun. It's like there's so much theory crafting in the game that it really adds to it makes it fun to go through the story to a point that it like, oh yeah, this is a game. Like I'm having fun playing this game. I will say the reason I like Hades 2 better is because my moment to moment fun was just like I said, I thought my brain was broken because I was like, I just want to play this game. I don't want to do anything else. I'm losing sleep. I'm going to work with like 3 hours of sleep because I'm playing this game into the night. So
yeah.
So that wasn't happening with Clair Obscur, except for when I beat the game, the themes of the game resonated with me so hard. I beat it at midnight, and I did that thing where, how you just watch the credits and you're just like, well, I'll never experience that again.
Yeah.
That sucks. Yeah. That's over. Yeah. And so then I just laid in bed and I just thought about it for like 3 hours. It was so good, dude. I love the ending. And it had layers to it of like, so like the end, you get to pick your ending based on what you think is right. and both endings just hit so good that it's like I immediately beat it, and I was like, I got to figure out what that other ending was. So then I went on YouTube and I looked it up because I was like, did I make the right choice? I want y'all to finish it because I want to talk about it. I want to play.
I'll start playing it again.
Did you make the right choice?
I even saying
debatable.
I can't say.
Don't
can't.
say anything.
No, just say as a yes or no. Like, would you have chosen?
There's not a yes or no. Maybe that's what I should say.
There are pros and cons to both.
Yes.
Yeah, probably. So my biggest gripe with the game is the open worlds, which I don't need in open worlds. I love an open world.
Yeah.
But it's not that. And like I don't wish that, but going from guy to guy feels completely unnecessary. Almost like I get it because you're going to different regions. So like, I wish there was a better way of showing that. Although the art is beautiful, like it's fun to walk through some of that stuff. But you go from guy to guy, and then if you get to a part, for me, because I'm not good at games, Lantern Master, I fought that guy probably 10 times before I finally beat him, and I somehow beat him. Well, yeah, it's not outrageous, but when I beat him, I told you this, Bret, when it happened, but I had 3 characters because you only get 3 guys in your spot, and somehow at my time, and somehow I accidentally had edited my party to only have 2 people because I was like, I'll have 2 afterwards in the backup team, and I forgot to change.
They call it the last stand, and I actually love that. It just says last stand, cool. And then your backup team comes in, and you're like, oh, that's kind of sick.
So that's what I was trying to do, but I forgot to change it or something, and so I had like 2 people and then just 1 come in. I don't remember how it happened, but I ended up beating the Lantern Master with just 2 people when I had lost 9 times using 3 people. So I was like, oh, maybe it was.
Did you have to lock in?
No, I didn't parry any better or dodge any better. I think the combination of, I don't remember their names. Mael was one of them.
Yeah, Mael, Luna.
I think it was
Gustav.
Luna. I think it was Mael and Luna who I had those 2 in.
Something like that. Can't remember.
And ended up taking care of it. But yeah, so my biggest gripe is just like going from place to place feels unnecessary, and like you collect different little orbs that can power up different things or whatever, but collecting those orbs is like, oh, there it is, I see it, and then you go get it. There's not much of it's not hard to collect those orbs.
Yeah.
And then the grinding, for me with the Lantern Master, eventually I realized, okay, I'm just not good enough at parrying and dodging, so I have to go grind. So I just went and fought the same enemies like over and over again.
Those pictos are like the things that you find that like make your characters better. Make sure if you need to, look up a YouTube video on how to best use those, because it changes the game. Like it makes your character so much stronger if you do it right.
I feel like that's the best part of the game to me, is like figuring out where to put the pictos and combos, where to do the combinations, and like, do you just tank up one person and all this other, I don't know. That's I definitely enjoy it, and I
the theory crafting
continue.
Of like the best way to build your guys
for sure. And I think the story up until the point I'm at has been good, and I'm very curious to know how it ends.
I love Switch.
I don't think so. Yeah, I mean, maybe Switch 2. You can definitely check, but I think right now it's because it's an indie team. I'd be surprised if it's optimized for the Switch. To be fair.
Because I'm like now I've become open world games are like games I can enjoy, unless the like more linear style games are like very story driven. Because I grew up playing like Halo and like Modern Warfare 2. Like those are the kinds of stories I need that like kind of keep you in a box. Otherwise, I just need to go do what I want, like Breath of the Wild or something like that, where I can just do what I want when I want, and then get back
to
Redemption
2.
Haven't done that.
Dude, I don't have time for open world games like I used to. Like
that's what I'm saying. Like that's
literally,
that's
part of what the appeal of Hades and Clair Obscur were, is like I don't have to commit to 100 hours if I don't want to, And every time I sit down, if I play an hour, I'm going to feel satisfied with my hour. In an open world game, if you play for an hour, you're like, gosh dang it, I'm just now to the point where feel like I'm doing the things I want to be doing,
Didn't actually even do a story mission.
Yeah, I just been running around. Yeah. Or trying to figure out what I want to do,
Yeah.
I'm notorious for trying to 100%. So like for Far Cry 5, when we were, I don't know when I was playing that game, if I was living with you or not, but I 100% it, and it was the most satisfying thing in the world. But I don't have the time to do that anymore. I couldn't even finish half the story of Assassin's Creed Origins or whatever the Egyptian one is. I couldn't even get to halfway through because I was trying to 100% as I went along, and it burnt me out on it. So
that's
the first Ghost of Tsushima is the last open world game I've done, and that was like 2002,
2022.
2022. Yes, sorry. Like, y'all said what? And I'm like, that's not crazy.
Ahead of its time. Yeah. I'm similar in that when I dive into an open world game, it's going to take me forever to beat the story because, I feel bad that I haven't done all the missions in the region that I'm in Far Cry 5.
Yeah.
I liberated the region, but
you need the plane.
5 more missions, I got
if you get the plane, that's a big difference.
I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I'm a little disappointed that y'all didn't say, "Yeah, go ahead and spoil the story," because I want to talk about it so bad.
Yeah, listen, don't
because I'm excited to hear that y'all are willing to play this. So I need one of you to finish it and get to the end. And maybe you hate it, but even if you hate it, I just want to talk about why you hate it.
Yeah, I mean, it got so big that people who don't play video games that I just watch or talk, on social media or YouTube or something, were bringing it up, and I was like, this game must be crazy story wise because no one plays that style of game casually.
Well, just the premise by itself, I think, is just so engaging. How'd
they come up with that?
Cool, yeah, that's so great.
Who thought of that? Someone had a crazy dream one night.
And the first hour of that game, it brings up so many things that you're not even thinking about. You're like, should we have kids in this world when we know that there's a countdown on life? Or every time I age, the number's going down. So I'm not losing 1 year. I'm losing 2 years. We're about to meet.
That's
Yeah. And you're like, oh, at some point there's gonna be nobody left but children. Do we send the children out there? Should I go before my year is up so that I have more time down there to try to kill the paintress? It's there's just so many things you're thinking about.
Sounds like a good book.
I know. I'm like, they should make a movie.
So, fun fact about Expedition 33. Really, it's not about Expedition 33, but Genevieve, Survivor 47, before she got on the show. Wait, bear with me. Before she got on the show, she's in this interview.
Him bringing up Survivor.
Well,
I had someone's betting on that.
StreamYard logo's in the way, but no. So, before they go on the show, they do an interview, and you're asked, "How did you prepare?" Her answer was, "I didn't because I was too involved with Elden Ring. I could not take myself away from the game." Then now she's going on 50, and they asked the same question, "How'd you prepare?" And she said, "So I didn't practice fire again, but I didn't play Expedition 33, but I kind of watched my husband, and I can't wait to get back to play it." And she's just this gamer, which you would never expect if you just saw her. You'd never expect her to be a gamer, but it's shout out to
good game. Do we want to say some honorable mentions? Anything that didn't make y'all's list, but you're like, I kind of wanted to talk about it, but
I'll use my honorable mention on Epic again, as a doubling down of
I'll use 2.
Yeah,
since he's not using one.
I got a bunch.
Yeah, I mean, I got several I can rattle off, but
yeah,
ones that I care to talk about. Shrinking is a fantastic Apple TV show. Okay. And it's basically about grief with humor to it, and coping, and lots of therapy stuff in it. Trigger warning for Bryce, but it's really about
he ain't gonna watch this.
A dad,
no, and especially not 2 hours in
to the 2 hour mark. Yeah, no, it's about a dad and a husband whose wife died, and basically putting the pieces back together, trying to be a great dad, be a great friend to his friends. And I think of it as, when you watch This Is Us, when things get really, really happy, you're like, oh, something bad's about to happen. And when things get really, really bad, you're like, oh, something happy is about to happen. Like the format of This Is Us was broken by the end of the first season. Whereas Shrinking, it's a much funnier version of that. And I feel like you care about the characters more because of it. Like you know, it's funny, makes you laugh, way less predictable. And Jason Segel, however you Segel, don't know. Marshall from How I Met Your Mother, right here.
This dude's freaking pointing. You've pointed to every single book at this point, and
I'm also impressed with how accurate you are. The camera kind of throws me on which
the pen. I think the pen helps, and I mirrored my screen.
He's sniping.
Oh, there you go. That's how you do it.
Yeah. Dungeon Crawl.
All right, rattle off a few more.
Okay. Yeah, Shrinking. That was the one I crossed out to put in Hitman. So that one deserves an explanation. Beast Games, fantastic. Season 1.
Wow, really?
That was 2025. Again, not worth putting in my top 5, but it was very enjoyable. Good stuff. Big Brother 27. Honestly, not a huge Big Brother fan, but I committed to watching the whole season, and things got messy, so that was fun. Now, the big
TV is so gross to me.
Yeah, I mean, Big Brother usually at this point is just not fun to watch for me. Like it was good the first 15 seasons. Now, you know what's been good for 50 seasons? Survivor. And honorable mention, I couldn't put anything in the top 5 from them because Survivor 48 and 49. 48 was one of the worst seasons. 49 was kind of spoiled because people knew who from 49 were going into 50, at least people like me. But one of the biggest things that offered me entertainment for 2025 was the entire pre-game process of season 50. Season 50 hasn't even happened yet, but all the talking and conversations and little top 50 videos that have come out and breakdowns of each person's game. I signed up for, well, I can't think of his name. Redman on Survivor. Signed up for his Patreon just so I could get the inside scoop on who was making the cast. So I was in it for a month. I actually messaged him about what I traded Spencer for to see if he had heard that. I can't say anything. I shouldn't have said that. Y'all have no idea what I'm talking about. So anyways, but basically I was trying to get information out of him and he responded. He said, I haven't heard about that. But he knew the cast ahead of time and was kind of leaking.
Should I cut it out of the podcast?
No, I think it's fine.
Okay.
I mean, Spencer, you tell me if it's fine, but
I think you're fine.
I don't think I've said anything. But
that's funny.
All of
you're an executive's dream, man. That is commitment to a show.
Yeah. Dude,
it has no business being that.
Hey, Jeff Probst, if you watch, go ahead, cast me on 51 or 52.
Man, I would turn into you if you were on. I would be obsessed with that show.
Man,
not gonna lie to you.
That. What if I just went home first though? That would just ruin everything.
Oh my gosh, that would be that's almost worse than just not ever getting on.
That's my worst nightmare,
honestly.
Literally my worst nightmare is making it on Survivor and either being voted out first or getting medevaced early on. You have no chance of returning. I guess one person got voted out first and returned, but guess what? She got voted out first again. Anyways, I had one other shout out.
Survivor.
But Survivor, go on. You have several honorable mentions.
Oh yeah, you're done. Looking around his room.
One last thing about you, Caroline Kepnes, the author of the books. I'm waiting on book 5. Where you at? Go on.
All right. I will say Stranger Things, the final season. I did not hate it as much as everyone else. I thought it was decent. It was a pretty solid wrap up.
Pretty garbage.
I didn't hate it. Everyone else hated it. I don't know why. I don't quite get it. I read a book called The Ember Blade, and it's one of those 5-star books that I enjoyed, but it wasn't earth-shattering. But as I was reading it, I'm like, man, I really am into this fantasy world. It's good stuff. I'm excited for the next one. I got them both on my bookshelf, and I'm actually reading those physical, so they're hefty. College Football 26, the video game. Played a ton of that. It's just good stuff. I missed that game so much when it was on its hiatus, and I'm so glad it's back. I play it so much. Probably put 100 hours into that in different modes, mostly the Dynasty modes online. I think that's so fun. It's so fun. It's the best.
Just fun.
Will was in it for a while.
I beat him the first time. He beat me the second time.
Yeah, once I beat him, it was like that boss where he gets tired in video games. He's like, I'm done.
Yeah, it's like,
I've lost.
No, honestly, I got
beat him
to
the first time
final and got demolished by someone else in the league, and I'm like, I have no chance at ever winning this. Why am I playing? So, I mean, it was fun.
And
I enjoy playing online.
It's great, dude. It's great. I love it. I just love college football so much. Anyone listening to this knows that. So to be able to play the game and simulate it, it's a good time. Even though I'm not very good at it, my brothers are way better. Well, I beat Will, so I'm better than Will. But
we've established that I'm bad at video games, so.
And then I guess the last one, The Chosen season 5, I really enjoyed, but I do think it was the weakest of the seasons so far. It's funny to say that there's a story about Jesus setting up the next season, but honestly, it kind of felt like we're setting up the crucifixion, really. So
we know where it's going.
Yeah, exactly. And so the beginning of the season was real strong. I was like, okay, I'm really gonna like this, but it kind of petered out at the end, and I think it's gonna pick back up in season 6. But season 5, really good. That show is still amazing to me, and it'll always be probably my favorite because of the implications on my life, really, of just like, wow, a new way to see Jesus. That's crazy. And like giving me perspectives and reasons to go to the Bible and read. So really enjoyed that. And then we have another buddy who's writing, who is actually publishing his book this year called The Book Fell. And I've finished it and really enjoyed that. So super cool. And if we do this next year, I'll probably just put it on there because it'll be finished and out and people can look at it.
Yeah, John's going to be on the podcast at some point.
Oh, yeah.
For sure.
I'll talk about it. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll definitely have him on. And he let me do some artwork for him too, so that was fun. And
that's cool.
I'm super excited about that. So, man, this has been 2 hours of talking about stuff we love. So I've really enjoyed this. I cannot believe it's been 2 hours.
Wish it was a top 10.
Oh,
I know.
Kidding, I know.
I have my honorable mention. It's called Paradise on Hulu. Have y'all heard of this?
Paradise?
Yeah. The problem is I literally can't tell you anything about it because it spoils the first episode. So you just got to go watch the first episode. Don't look at the trailers. Don't do anything. Just watch the first episode, and then everything else will be kind of set in motion. You're like, okay, that's cool. So
I'll give it a shot. I got nothing but time.
I'm serious. Watch the first episode. You'll be like, oh my. So
Will's writing all this down. Like, all right, here how I'm gonna spend my next
fill my time. Maybe
Riley's gonna be pissed when I don't get anything done tomorrow around the house. No. One final thing. Well, it's actually not one final thing. I've already talked about it. But
final thing.
My one, you have to do this, is 11/22/63. Like that's my biggest recommendation of my 5.
Okay.
Even though Dexter Resurrection was number 1, like I don't think either one of y'all would like that. Y'all aren't going through 8 seasons to get to that.
No.
So 11/22/63.
I told you I'm reading that book. Yeah. So okay, maybe that's what we should do. We should talk about each of us having to do one of the things. I'm gonna read your book.
Yeah.
Y'all are gonna play Expedition 33.
Yeah. I'll do that for you. And then I'll read that for you.
What are we doing for you, Spencer?
Paradise.
I'll do Paradise. I already did Epic.
I'll listen to Epic. I will. It's 2.5 hours, right?
Well, I'm going to read The Blade itself as well at some point. So.
All right. Well, thank y'all for being on. Enjoyed it. Thanks everyone listening. And until next time. Later.
Peace.